Let me share my screen with you. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Good. I need you to explain the questions. I don't understand your questions.
No. So the first one, my question is, you told me the complex sentence, the structure is one dependent clause with one or more dependent clause. So, and you told me many weeks ago, the subordinating conjunction is a part of
the clause. Correct.
Yeah, so my question is, the subordinating conjunction, a sentence with a subordinating conjunction clause.
It is always a complex sentence. Correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Okay.
But not just subordinating conjunctions. Not just subordinating conjunctions, because for example, if you say I felt sleepy while I had dinner. Now, I felt sleepy is an independent clause, right? While I had dinner is a dependent clause, and while is a subordinating conjunction.
Yes.
So this is a complex sentence. This is a complex sentence. However, it is not just a subordinating conjunction, because, for example, if you use an adjective clause, if you use which, if you use that, if you use who, that's also a complex sentence, right? Or if I say, what Sam had last night really disgusted me. This is also a complex, right? This is also a complex because this whole thing is an independent clause, right? This whole thing is an independent clause, but what Sam had last night, this is a dependent clause. You have the subject Sam, you have the verb had, right? This is also a complex. So subordinating conjunction starts a dependent clause, and it always need an independent clause. So if in a sentence you have a subordinating conjunction or a dependent clause with an independent clause like this is always going to be a complex sentence. Understand what I mean? You use when, you use while, you use because, you use if, they're always going to be a complex sentence. Is that your question?
Yes.
Good. What's your second question? When you copy my sentence, Vian, you gotta copy it right, not little. Yeah. I say like.
I say like?
Not little. I say like, yes.
Okay. And then how about the smell?
What do you mean smell?
Whatever smell he has in the sentence, end of the sentence.
Whether whether you like the math teacher or not, this is your dependent clause, right?
Yes.
And this whole thing, whether you like the math teacher or not, makes little difference to your parent. This whole thing is your independent clause.
Yes.
Who are the ones least affected? This is your dependent clause again, right? Who, the subject, are the verb, right? Whatever smell he has, this is also a dependent clause, right? Can you see that?
Yes. My question is, I'm not sure the meaning of the whole sentence.
Oh, the whole sentence. Okay. Yeah. So you may or may not like the math teacher, but that doesn't matter to your parents because they are not affected by the bad smell that the teacher has. The teacher smells bad, right? So maybe you don't like the teacher. Maybe you don't like the teacher because he smells bad, but that makes no difference to your parents because your parents are not affected by whatever smell he has.
Smell is 闻.
Yes, no, smell means 味道, right? This smell is not a verb. This smell is a noun.
Okay.
Do you understand what I
mean? Not sure.
Which part?
Let me think.
Vian. Smell can be a verb, can be a noun. Yep. Here is a noun. Here, smell is a noun. Okay, do you understand what I mean? Do you understand what I mean?
但是 味道跟喜不喜欢老师有什么关系？
Yeah, maybe you don't like the teacher because he smells bad.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's what this means.
Okay.
That's what this means. Maybe you don't like the math teacher because he smells bad, but that doesn't matter to your parents because they're not affected by whatever smell he has.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
It's not a hard sentence to understand.
Yeah, but
right?
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What's your next question?
Um,
When you copy my sentence, Vian, you gotta copy it right.
yes, because
option
no.
or
My
opinion. What's your question?
Question is the readers.
The readers are the people who read your essay.
No, because in school teacher told me after the ON with single terms, but reader is 复数.
Yes.
So why?
Are you saying your school teacher told you you can only use the with singular?
Like the reader, not the readers.
Which teacher told you that?
I don't know. Just I have many English teachers.
Can you erase his phone number from your phone? Don't ever talk to him again.
Okay.
The can be used with singular or plural. Both are fine. The is not just singular. The is not just singular. As long as you are sure, you know specifically who or the thing you're talking about. If you're being specific, then the can go with singular or plural. So the people, the students, the readers, the teachers. It can also mean the teacher, the student. Both singular and plural can be used with the.
So the also can replace the list and layer.
Yes, of course.
So and is there.
No. The A or N, they're only singular. Okay, A or N, they're only singular. The, it can be singular. It can also be plural. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so if you say, for example, the students left the classroom. The student left the classroom after 5 o'clock. Here, you can say the students. You can say these students if you want. You can say those students if you want. All three are fine. Obviously, the meanings are a little bit different, but the can be used on plural. It can also be used on singular. I asked the student to stay for an extra hour. That's fine. I'm talking about one student, one specific student. One specific student. The can be used with both the singular and plural. Whoever told you the can only be used on singular, and I need you to delete his phone number and his line and everything. Stop talking to him again. The is not limited to singular. The can be used with plural too. Understand what I mean?
Yes.
Any more questions?
No.
Vian, you met a lot of weird English teachers. Like a lot of them. This is not the first time you told me something like this.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, you met a lot of weird English teachers. The is not limited to singular.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions?
No.
Good questions. Now, I want to talk about this one. You sent me your questions here. So, did you finish the reading?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about your questions. In which just means in which. I don't know what your question is.
Because I don't know the grammar in which.
Okay. Now, Starbucks lingo is an important part of the Starbucks coffee culture and defines the way in which. What do you think which is? Which here is a pronoun for which word?
The way.
Yes, correct. In which means in the way. In the way the company labels its drinks. You're right. So what's the question?
Oh, because many times I saw the sentence in which I'm not sure what's the means and what about the in which and
in which let's try a sentence. Let's try a
什么
sentence.
情况下会用
Yes, let's try a sentence. For example, if I say I don't know, Sam bought a new toy in which he found some, I don't know, childhood memories. Sam bought a new toy. In that toy, he found some childhood memories.
Why don't you just use which?
Because you're talking about inside it, right? Inside your the difference between in which and which is when you say in which, you put a preposition in, meaning inside something. Inside that toy, he found some childhood memories.
Oh, okay.
Inside that, you can say, if you want to change in which, you can say Sam bought a new toy, which he found some childhood memories. Now, the end. Found, you found something from something else, right?
Yes.
So you also need a preposition somewhere, right? He found some childhood memory from the new toy. The only difference is if you say in which, you already have a preposition, you don't need from at the end. But if you don't have in and you found something from something else, then you need to say which he found some childhood memories from.
So
from
who decide we need a direction here?
You decide mostly by the verb, because you found something from something else. You found something inside something else, right? This is not a sentence that you need to be too worried about, because you typically don't use sentences like this. You only do it when you have a physical, like a movement as to, okay, inside specifically, inside that. If you don't want to say inside that, then you don't need to worry about this. Okay, if I want to go even fancier, I can also say Sam bought a new toy. Therein lies some of his childhood. If you want to go really fancy, this works too. Now, therein, there means in which.
So it's a more high level.
Yes. If you want to go fancy.
Okay.
If you want to go fancy, but to answer your question, at this point, I don't think you need to worry about sentences like this. If you see in which, all you need to think of is, okay, there's an inside something. Okay. Physically inside something. Okay, physically inside something. Now, in American English, we don't use that kind of sentence a lot. But in British or Australian, they like this kind of sentences. But for us, we don't really use that kind of sentence. For example, for me, I would never say Sam bought a new toy in which he found some childhood memories. I would say Sam bought a new toy, therein lies some of his childhood memories. I would use therein. I wouldn't use
the third one.
Yes, I would go with the third one, because if I can use one word therein to replace two words in
it's
which,
American culture.
Yes, I would always do that. I would always do that. Okay, for example, you can also say after which, right? You can also say after which, but I would never say after which. I would always say thereafter.
Because it's one after which.
Yes, after which, for example, Vian went on a long trip to Japan. If I want to say after the trip, after which he, I don't know, bought a new car. Meaning that Vian went on a long trip to Japan, but after the trip, right? Here, this which means after the trip, right? Which is the trip, right? So after the trip, he bought a new car. It's fine. It's fine.
So you mean the which is pronoun?
It's a pronoun. Yes, that's what I've been saying.
Why can we use it after it?
Yes, you can. If you say after it, it becomes a different sentence because this sentence, we have Vian went on a long trip to Japan. This is an independent clause, right?
Yep.
But if you say after which he bought a new car, this is a dependent clause. So this is a complex sentence. But if I say Vian went on a long trip to Japan, if I want to use it, then I have to change my punctuation, semicolon, after it, comma, he bought a new car. This is not a complex sentence anymore, right? If I say after it, or if I let's use comma and after it. Now this is a compound sentence.
Oh, right.
The sentence structure is a little bit different.
Oh.
But for me, I would never say after which. I would say Vian went on a long trip to Japan. And then I would say thereafter he bought a new car. I would not say after which. I would just say thereafter. So thereafter means after which. Just like therein means after in which. Understand what I mean? My conclusion is you don't need to worry about this kind of sentence right now. I'm going to show you how to use these words later. Therein, thereafter, just like therefore. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use that kind of sentence later. But right now, I need you to focus on regular sentences. Like your simple, your complex, your compound. Focus on a regular sentence. Don't worry about these sentences. Because if you try using these sentences, it's very easy for you to use them incorrectly. So I want you to stick to what we talk about for now. Eventually, I will show you, just like I will show you the words, the good words to use. Okay, but to answer your question here, in which you can also say like no, in that if you want, but if you say in that, it becomes a very, very weird sentence because that can be different things. That's why when you say in which, it means in the way. In the way the company labels its drinks. Okay? Good. Now here, don't worry about punctuations. This article is not well punctuated. Okay. In layman terms, espresso is extremely strong in condensed coffee, which forms the basis of many popular coffee-based drinks. I would put, again, a comma here, such as cappuccinos and lattes. This semicolon is incorrect. Should be a comma.
So I want to show the semicolon before and after must to be an independent clause, right?
Correct.
So here it's incorrect.
It is incorrect. It should be a comma.
Okay.
It should be a comma, or you can use a colon. Not semicolon. Colon is fine. In your writing, you use the colon a few times. You use them correctly. The difference between a colon and a semicolon is that if you use semicolon, both sides have to be independent clauses.
Yes.
But if you use a colon, only the first side need to be an independent clause. So in this case, the punctuation is wrong. It's either a comma or a colon. Okay?
Okay.
Now, here, this is a dash. This dash is not wrong. It's not wrong. It's okay. You can use the dash. But Vian dash is very casual. Dash is very casual. So when you write the TOEFL essay, don't use the dash. Just use a comma.
Yes.
Okay, just use a comma. Don't use the dash. Dash is a little bit too casual. Okay. But don't worry about the punctuation marks here because this is not well punctuated. Okay? Okay, good. Good. Now, what else? Oh, this is the word I actually want to talk about. Do you know what opt means?
No.
You know what, Vian, let's talk about this. I was actually planning to talk about this with you later today, but since you asked me, let me switch to a different file here. Oh, this is your essay. Let's use this file. Let's talk about some words. Okay, some words, some what I called convenient words. Leon, what do I mean by convenient words?
更方便.
Yes, words that come to your mind first. They are usually not good words because you should use the better words, not the convenient words. I'm going to go through some words with you. This is for your TOEFL writing. This is for your IELTS writing. Okay, so this is what I mean. For example, decide. Decide to, choose to. Common words, right? Very common words, very convenient words. So if I ask you to change decide and choose to different words, what would you do? If I put them in a sentence, if I say business majors may decide to focus on a particular industry immediately, or they may choose to take general courses in their first year. Can you understand the sentence?
Business majors. Yes.
Okay. Now, Vian, if I tell you, Vian, I don't like decide. I don't like choose. Do you have any other words that we can change them to? And this is where you can get the extra points. And this is what I'm saying about word choices. I'm going to give you two words. The first word you already saw, and that's opt. Opt means decide or choose. You can say opt, you can say elect.
So opt is a word.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
it is. It's the verb. It's the verb for option. Elect is the verb for election.
Because the opt is weird. I mean,
I know. But it's a really, it's a very good word. Use the word.
Okay.
Use the word. It's a very, very good word. So if we simply change the first decide to elect, and then we change the second choose to opt, and congratulations, you just get some extra points on your word choices. I'm serious, I'm not kidding. Okay. The examiners, the graders, they're trained to look for these words. So if you can use these words, you're going to get some extra points. I was an examiner before. I was trained. So I know they trained the examiners or the graders to look for certain words, and this is one of them.
So do people use elect and opt in speaking no more? You can,
but it's a little bit too formal if you talk with those words. It's mostly for writing. It's mostly for writing. If you talk, unless you're making like a formal speech, then sure, right? But if you're talking casually, typically we don't use these words. Okay. Now elect, you can use it exact same way as decide. Opt, there are options. You can say opt to plus a verb, opt to do. You can also say opt for with a noun. So the same sentence, I can also say business majors, blah, 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 or they may opt for general courses in their first year. That's fine too. And personally, I would go with this one because I also don't like the verb take. I think take is also very convenient. So I would go with this one. I would say, or they may opt for general courses in their first year. This is a very, very good word. So the next time when you write, instead of using decide or choose, use opt or elect.
Okay.
Understand what I mean?
Yes.
And then since we're already on this topic, I'm going to give you some more words. Okay. So for example, I believe, I think, I consider, super common, super convenient. So if I say, many people believe that climate change is, in fact, a consequence of human activities. You understand the sentence, of course, right?
Mm.
So if I tell you, Bien, I don't like believe, can you change that to something else? Of course, you know you cannot change it to think. You cannot change it to consider. So what words come to your mind?
No idea.
Okay, again, I'm gonna give you two words, okay? Deem and hold. Okay, hold is actually a very formal belief. So instead of saying many people believe, I change believe to many people deem or many people hold.
So
Once again,
hold in here means believe,
believe, correct.
Not 握住.
Of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
Of course not. Now, most people know hold, but most people only know hold as in holding onto something.
Yes.
But hold is actually a very, very formal, very academic belief. Okay. And deem the same thing. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now, deem, you can also say deem something to be something else. So, for example, the same sentence, I can also say many people deem climate change to be a consequence of human activities. That's fine too. Deem something to be something else. That's fine too. Understand?
这个意思是，人们会
认为
气候变化会变成一个
No. Many people deem that climate change is in fact a consequence of human activities, meaning that 很多人认为呢，气候变化呢是人为造成。Consequence means result, right? Consequence means result, the result of human activities 是人为造成。So the sentence is the same thing. Many people deem climate change to be a consequence of human activities. Understand?
Yes, but why is to be?
It's the same. You can say, consider something to be something else, right? I consider VN to be a good student. The same thing. Right? It's the same as consider. I can also say.
我没有听过这种用法。
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can say, for example, I consider VN to be a great student. The same, I can say I deem VN to be a good student. It's the same. It's the same as to say I consider that VN is a great student. The same meaning. Understand? Okay. Consider something or somebody to be something else, meaning that 我认为这个人或这个东西是什么什么东西。It's the same. Consider something or somebody to be something else is the same as to say consider that blah 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 blah. The only difference is that when you say I consider that VN is a great student, this is a complex sentence because you have one independent clause and one dependent clause. If you say I consider VN to be a great student, it's a simple sentence. That's the only difference, but the meanings are the same. Understand?
Yes.
Any more questions on this?
No.
Good. The end. Probably the most convenient word is get. That's probably the most convenient word out there. So if I ask you to change get into a different word, for example, I'm talking about getting something, receiving something. So if I say this, if I say Sam worked extremely hard to get his degree. Understand the sentence, right? Understand the sentence, right? 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 Vian, do you understand the sentence?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with the sentence. The sentence makes perfect sense. But if I tell you, Vian, I don't like get, do you have any other words?
Hold.
Hold means believe. Get means receive. They're not the same.
Oh. But hold also means get something.
But hold means when you physically holding onto something, right? This get, you are not physically holding onto anything.
Oh.
Right? So again,
obtain.
Good. Obtain is a good word. Anything else?
No.
Obtain is a good word. Obtain means exactly the same as acquire. Acquire is also a good word. Okay, another word is attain. All three words are really, really good, but in order for you to get extra point, Vian, you have to tell me. All three words mean the same, but which word actually has a little bit of a different meaning to it? Out of the three, obtain, acquire, attain, which one out of the three has a little bit of a different meaning?
Attain?
Correct. How different?
Not sure.
Now, if I only say Sam obtained or acquired his degree last month, if it's a sentence like this, use obtain or acquire. Okay, if it's a sentence like this. However, if it's a sentence like this, Sam worked extremely hard, we change get to attain. Attain is the better word here because the attain emphasizes the effort. Understand what I mean?
Only emphasize the effort.
Effort, because I say he worked extremely hard, right?
Yep.
I say he worked extremely hard. I'm emphasizing the effort. So when you are emphasizing the effort, use attain. When you are not emphasizing the effort, use obtain or acquire. Understand?
So this is the only function about attain?
Yes, it is. It is.
Oh.
Well, the first sentence, you can also say Sam attained his degree last month. You can, if you're emphasizing the effort, if you want to emphasize the effort. Okay, but if you say Sam attained his degree last month, you are saying he worked really, really hard. He put in a lot of effort to get his degree. The difference between attain and the other two words is that attain always emphasizes the effort.
Also, if somebody writes Sam attain blah 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 blah, that means that
he worked really hard. Yes.
Oh, 是一个 hint 这样。
It's a hint. Correct. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Understand?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So again, a little bit of a difference. Okay, but again, attain is a good word, just like obtain, just like acquire, but they have a different implied meanings. Now, another kind of get is when you pay money to get something. So for example, low-income families can barely afford their daily staples, such as food, let alone be able to get or to buy medicine for their children. Can you understand the sentence?
The staples.
Staples means the necessities, the things you must need at home.
Oh.
Like the food, like, the electricity, like the milk, like the water. Those are necessities. Those are staples. Understand sentence?
And let alone.
Let alone means not to mention. 更不要说.
Oh.
Let alone means not to mention. They can barely afford their daily staples. Not to mention be able to get or buy medicine for their children. Understand?
So let alone is like even though.
No. It's
No?
not like even though. No. It's like the sentence the sentence goes like this. 低收入的家庭已经很难可以去买他们生活上需求的东西，像是食物，更不要说可以有钱去帮孩子买药。It's not even though.
How about whatever?
Whatever is not used like this. No.
Oh.
It's not like. Just look at let alone as to not to mention. Not to mention. Not to mention. Understand?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yes, I'm sure, but
okay.
I just think about the whatever and the what I said. Just
no, whatever doesn't mean this. No.
Oh.
Whatever you do, don't tell me. That's different. 无论你做什么，不要跟我说 ，right？ 无论你做什么。Here, let alone or not to mention means 更不要说什么。
那是遑论哦，对。
Yes, it's different. It's different. Okay, and my Chinese is not very good, but even I know they are different. Okay, so they are different. Okay, understand the sentence?
Yes.
Okay, now of course here, because this get is a little bit different because we have to pay money for something. So you cannot use obtain, you cannot use acquire, you cannot use attain. So which word do I change that to? Do you have any words? Most teachers, Vian here, they will tell you use purchase. You know purchase, but don't use purchase. Purchase is not that good. Okay, I'm gonna show you one word, and that word is procure. Procure means buy. So let alone be able to procure medicine for their children. This is the word I want you to use.
Okay.
When you are trying to say a very formal buy, a very formal pay money to get something, use the word procure. Don't use purchase. Purchase is not that much better than buy, but procure is. Procure is a much better word. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, so you have the regular get. When you use the regular get, if you are not emphasizing the effort, use obtain or acquire. When you are emphasizing the effort, use attain. When you are saying paying money to get something else, don't use get, don't use buy, use procure. But once again, all these words are very formal. So only use them when you are writing or talking about something formal. So for example, don't tell your friend, like, let's go downstairs to 7-Eleven and procure some ice cream. Don't. It's a very formal word, so don't use that in a very casual way. Understand what I mean?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't plan to talk about this with you so early, but since you asked me about the word opt, so I'm giving you these words. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a few more words.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a few more words. I think it's an important topic because I was gonna talk to you about this anyway. But since you asked me about the word on the article, I think I just answer you right now. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you some more words. Okay. And here, let's see what other questions you have. Don't worry about whereas. Okay, whereas means while. Do you know while? Another while.
No.
While can mean when. While can also mean although or even though. It's a conjunction. Whereas just means while. They are the same.
Where how to pronounce?
Whereas
is a conjunction here.
It means while. Yes, it means while. So it's the same as to say while cold drinks forgo the short size for the very large trend. It means while.
A low cold drinks, blah blah blah.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. Whereas just means while. It's a fancier while, but they're exactly the same. Okay, they're exactly the same. Okay. Good. Let's see. What's the problem with great for children?
My question is, this grade is maximum or good for children? Oh,
you are talking about the word great?
Yeah.
Great is better than good. Yes.
So here it means good for children.
Yes, good for children. Correct. Good for children. Because they cannot drink something too hot. So great for children. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Let's see. Yeah, again, this is not the right punctuation. It should be a comma, as well as sweet and savory treats. And this is the British way of spelling savory. The way we spell savory is without the U. Savory. Savory. You know what savory means, right? Right?
Oh, no.
You don't know savory?
No.
Savory is the opposite of sweet. 咸的嘛 savory. Then some food items, we have both 咸的 and 甜的, right? We don't say sweet and salty. We say sweet and savory.
So savory is a noun?
No, it's an adjective. Adjective.
所以刚刚我在描述 Japanese food 的时候 I must to be used.
No. 如果你是要说日本的食物太咸, then salty is correct. Salty is correct. But if you are saying, some food items, then 有些食物有咸的跟甜的选项. Right? Then we don't say sweet and salty, we say sweet and savory. Salty 的意思是过咸. Savory 的意思是咸的东西. It's not sweet.
I got it.
You got what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So when you say Japanese food is too salty, salty is correct.
Yeah.
Salty is correct. But you're saying, I don't want any sweet bread. I like to buy some savory bread. It doesn't mean salty. It just means it's not sweet. Understand?
Yes.
Good. As is means as normal. 原本状态的 as is. Okay. Because when they make latte, it's hot, right?
Yep.
They put hot milk. It's hot. So as is means hot in this case. As is means 原本状态的.
So here the as is the conjunction of.
Sorry?
The as is conjunction of something.
Oh, you mean as is?
Yes.
Yes, it's a conjunction. Yes, it is. Here, as is short as the way it is. It's short for that. As the way it is, meaning that if it's originally hot, then it's hot. If it's originally cold, then it's cold. As is. Understand?
Maybe I need more example tomorrow.
Yes, sure. You mean as is?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I'll create some examples for you tomorrow. No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah.
And then we're going to continue to talk about this, and then I'm going to give you a couple more words. Okay. We haven't talked about this today, but we will tomorrow. I think you did a very, very good job. I can see the improvement, but we're going to talk about the problems. Okay. We're going to talk about, I don't need you to fix it. Okay. I'll fix it with you. So I'm not going to give you any homework today, but I will tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. I will tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to finish answering your questions. I'm going to give you a couple more words for you to use, and then we'll come back and talk about your writing. Okay. Bien, 很短的时间，我其实已经看到你的进步了。You fix a lot. You fix a lot of old problems. I don't see old problems, but I see new problems. So So we're gonna talk about the new problems, but I think you did a very good job. I think you did a very good job by fixing the old problems. I don't see too many old problems, so we're gonna come back and talk about this tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
Good. You have a nice the rest of the day, okay? Good. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye, Vian.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.